sixth episode begins as two brothers wake up in a daze, not really remembering what happened during their drunken night on the boat with Chloe and Chelsea. Saxon remembers flashes, though, of trying to hook up with Chelsea and getting rejected. Chloe endures a rough phone call with Greg, telling Chelsea he thinks I hooked up with one of the brothers. Did she? Chelsea asks. No, I hooked up with both of them, she slyly replies. The memories start to flood back to Saxon, and though he insists to Jaclyn they both blacked out, he seems to remember Jaclyn reaching over to his bed during sex, and gets nauseous thinking about it. So what did really happen? At the pool, a still reeling Saxon confronts Chelsea about not hooking up with him. She insists Rick is her soulmate, and that Saxon wouldn't understand because he's soulless. Then when Chloe joins them, she tells Saxon that Greg knows about you. She says it's fine, though. He was actually turned on or something. Chelsea thinks he might want a threesome, and Saxon claims he's never had one with another guy. But then Chloe asks, what about last night? Saxon insists he and Jaclyn just kissed, and only because the girls forced them to. But I didn't force him to jerk you off, Chloe counters. Huh? Saxon says that never happened, and Chelsea looks surprised to hear that. He says he blacked out, but Chloe says, well, I didn't. She tells him it's fine, but Saxon is clearly disturbed by what he learned. And later, when Jaclyn is meditating, he has visions of the night before, and of reaching over and, giving Saxon a hand while having sex with Chloe. Holy Lannisters! So how is Saxon going to cope with this knowledge? And how will this affect an already tense dynamic between the Ratliffs? There are only 2 episodes left for us to find out. Timothy was still contemplating taking his own life with the gun he stole from Gaitok, but he stopped short, hiding the gun in a drawer and joining Victoria on a visit to the monastery Piper wants to join. Timothy sat down with the monk, who explained that many young Americans come there after chasing money and pleasure to avoid pain. You cannot outrun pain, though, he declared, and that hit Timothy hard. Timothy also asked him what happens when we die. And the monk shared his theory that each person is like a drop of water that returns to an ocean of mass consciousness after dying. It's a happy return, like coming home, he said. And Timothy seemed to like that. Did that just make it more likely that he ends up pulling the trigger? Jaclyn's secret tryst was discovered right away. Kate spotted Valentine leaving her room in the morning and then went and blabbed to Laurie, who was understandably upset. She told Kate that Jaclyn has not changed at all, sniping that she practically lives off male attention. Laurie later confronted Jaclyn, who denied hooking up with Valentine, but Laurie was still steaming. We're still the same people we were in the 10th grade. She lashed out at Kate, too. I'm not like you. Sometimes I just have to be honest. They're still going to the Muay Thai fight Valentine invited them to, though, so we can expect more fireworks there. Rick enlisted his pal Frank, who has a very colorful past, we learned, to pose as the director of the fake movie he's producing, so they can con their way into Shritala's house and Rick can confront her husband about murdering his father, which we're still not sure he actually did, but anyway. Rick assured Frank he wouldn't kill him, though. I just need 10 minutes with the guy. I need for him to know how bad he fucked me up. They eventually made it inside Shritala's house, and the episode ended just as Rick caught sight of Shritala's husband. It feels like there's a twist coming here. Is Rick's father not the angel he thinks he is? Or is Shritala's husband actually Rick's father, and he started a new life in Thailand? Belinda reunited with her son Zion, who arrived just in time to catch his mom in bed with Pornchai. Pornchai offered to open a spa with her in Thailand, and then Greg popped up, jump scare, to invite her to dinner at his house that night. I think we should talk. He invited Saxon and his family over too, so it seems like he's getting all of his targets in one place. While the Ratliffs were away at the monastery, Gaitok snuck into their suite and managed to find the missing gun, taking it back to the security booth just in time to test it out at the gun range. He turned out to be a pretty good shot, but his boss still doubted if he has a killer instinct. Gaitok insisted he does, and we're getting worried that he's going to try to prove that by getting involved in the deadly shootout we all know is coming. Piper agreed to spend the night at the monastery to prove to Victoria it's the right place for her. And Jaclyn volunteered to tag along too. So that means they'll be safe from whatever chaos is happening at Gary's place next week at least.